Guys, you know what time it is. It's pump it up time, bitches. my dog, my dog's like, rough. Like, Daddy, why are you talking to your desk? All right, so I know I shouldn't make too many videos. It's probably not good for the. Did you guys hear that? It's probably not good for the algorithm on YouTube, but I don't really care. My dog's he's complaining, right? So I just got back from doing back. All right, so my bulk is going good. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood, and my bulk is bulky, which is good. And what I actually want to talk about is it's a loaded thing. It's a loaded thing. It's actually he's not gonna let me do a video. Broscience versus hypertrophy science. His bark collar's going off because he's moaning so much. You good boy. You good boy. So I've always known that the 20 grams to 25 grams of protein per sitting was bullshit. I gotta show you this dog. All right. Don't mind the mess. He is sitting there just whining away like, Daddy, get off that thing. Play with me. He's a good boy. You a good little fat pit bull. Little bully. He's half staffy, half pit, right? So best of both worlds. But yeah, I've always known that the 20 to 25 grams of protein per serving, that's all your body could take, was bullshit. And I'll tell you why. My dad would not eat like a bodybuilder. Okay. My dad, I'm not going to get to do this video, am I? Go find the boy. Go find the boy. Go find the boy. This is awesome. My dad wouldn't. Is that coming across on my mic? All right. I don't know. I just want to leave it in because it's hilarious. So. My dad didn't work out near as hard as me. Okay, my dad did bench press. He did like the clean and jerks, right? And he did curling, and that's it. And he was huge. His lower body, wasn't big, right? He wasn't into bodybuilding, but he ate every day. He'd like want to eat like 3 steaks all in one sitting. So answer me this. Where did all that protein go to? Right? How did he get huge? Like people would say to me, your dad. Okay. No. Now you're being bad. You're being selfish. Daddy play with you later. My dad didn't even train as hard as me. Didn't eat the way that we were brought. For the last 20 years or longer, people have said, I remember in high school, people saying eat 8 meals a day to get huge, right? That's all bullshit, right? That's all bullshit. And a lot of guys on YouTube right now are having a hard time backpedaling because that's what the science said, right? But I knew it wasn't true. Because my dad would come home from work and he'd eat 3 steaks in a row. That'd be his diet, and he was huge. People would come over and go, oh my God, your dad has the biggest triceps in the world, you know? And he didn't even work out hard. Like I work out way harder. I separate my body parts. I do the bro splits or whatever, you know? And the training volume is massive compared to what my dad did. And my dad, now you could say genetics. No, I have better genetics than my father. But I think I have better genetics than my father. I think my son's got better genetics than me. He's a monster, my youngest. So for size, right? But yeah, he'd eat 3 steaks a day, like in one sitting. And that's where I learned like steak is good. When I was a kid, oh, we can have steak, right? And I'd eat steak. So honestly, for the last probably forever, right? I've always had a steak every day. Almost. If I'm not, then I'm eating like rotisserie chicken or ribs or something. But generally speaking, when I get home, it's either a steak salad, depending on my diet, or a steak. And I'm cooking a steak right now as we talk for this video. But yeah, there's a lot of guys on YouTube right now. They're having a hard time backpedaling. And they're saying, well, okay, the science says that your body absorbs it, but it won't absorb it as well unless you break it up. Listen, none of that shit matters. If you can't have 8 meals a day, eat one big meal with a bunch of protein and you'll gain muscle. All right. And I know people don't want to admit that, but here's the thing about science when it comes to bodybuilding. Garbage in, garbage out. Science is never complete unless it has all the data. And it never has all the data. That's just the facts. I spit facts, motherfuckers. All right? So I've known, because I got big. I didn't have to break up 8 meals a day. Now, do I right now? Yeah, I do. But that doesn't mean I have to. It's just easier to consume. So you do what you have to do. Whatever the science says, I believe in N equals 1 and anecdotal evidence over the science a lot of times. And the reason is because people preach that, you know, the best thing is this or the best thing is that. And then one new phenom comes around and then they say, oh, well, there's a new study, right? Right? Like, so what was big in the 70s was a thing called force negatives. And what you do is you load up the bar on the bench press heavier than what you can bench press. And then on your concentric, right, you have a guy lift up with you and you go down really slow and it rips the hell out of your chest. And people grow and get stronger off of it. I've never seen people do that in 20 years. First thing I taught my son, force negatives. You want to get huge? Force negatives. And he's big, right? Now they're saying stretched muscle technology, right? The stretched muscle grows the most. So now half reps are okay. How many years were they saying full repetitions, slow on the concentric, blast on the, you know, don't listen. Just find your own way. Do your own thing. You'll be better off, right? You're going to find, you know, your own body, right? So, yeah. That's my rant that garbage in, garbage out. Broscience, science, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. Do what works for you. And I don't care who hates me. I don't care who hates me. I don't care who says you're wrong. Because there's so much not accounted for in every study they do. But the fact is, people get big doing different things all the time. I'm a high volume guy with a little bit of like progressive overload. But that's by choice. That's not me saying this is the way you have to do it or you're not going to ever get big. Right? Now, if I see somebody doing some very fucked up exercises, I might in my mind say, what are they doing? But I'd never approach them or say anything about it. That's their decision. So, another thing too, when people take the bar, this used to be a girls' exercise, but now a lot of guys are doing it in the gym, and they go to the Smith machine, they put their waist underneath the bar and their back across a bench, and they do pelvic thrusts. That's just come around in the last 10 years. That used to be a girls' exercise, but now I see guys doing it. I never seen a big guy doing it. I never seen a bodybuilder doing it. I never seen anybody successful doing it. I've seen YouTube losers do it. But, I mean, if you want to do it, that's fine. To make your butt bigger or whatever, that's what it's for, right? Or hammies, maybe. I'm not doing it. I don't need that. Squats work fine for your butt and your quads and your hammies. Leg presses work fine. No, I'm not doing it. But that's me. Find your own way. If you want to do girl exercises and you think that's going to get you huge, more power to you. I've just never seen it actually work. Nobody's went off the Olympia and said, this is the secret, right? Because there's no. Throw some weight around. It's not that fucking complicated. Eat some protein and do what you want to do, right? Just get your rest. So as you get older, rest is super important because I don't sleep as much as I used to when I was younger, right? I never slept a ton. For a bodybuilder or a jacked guy, never slept a ton. I was always up early. Still am. In fact, now what I do is I try to take naps to offset the fact that I feel that I don't get enough rest. So, and that works. I remember there was a time they'd say you have to get 8 hours of sleep. And then I think Arnold was like, nah, I only get 6 or 7, right? Who knows? So I'm sure the more sleep you get, the bigger you could probably get. But it depends on how efficient your body is on repairing too, right? I just know I don't feel like I sleep as much as I used to. Like good solid sleep. Well, that happens with age, guys. So, but I'm doing fine. My bulk's going good. My traps, I feel like my traps are thick. My shoulders are good. My arms aren't. So I went through my old videos. And the reason I said that my arms were 19 inches before is because just as I was stopping making videos, someone asked in a video how big my arms were, and they were 19. And I responded. So that's why I'd like to get my arms back up to 19 inches. They're 18 and a half now bulked. Usually when a lot of the leaner videos, my arms could have been like 18 and a half or 18 because I was pretty fucking lean. So, but yeah, bulked I'd like to have, because I've had bulked over 20, right? But so they're 18 and a half right now. The calves, that's going to be a struggle because calves takes a lot, you know, it's a lot of work. I'm going to try like hell to get them up to 18 again too. But yeah, I was watching some videos about different things like people shooting up silicone in their muscles. That's freaking insane. Silicone. So there's a point, you know, what will you trade off? I don't want to just look like I'm big. I want to be able to do stuff, right? I don't just want to look like a freak. I don't want to just take a suicide pill. So everybody makes their own decisions, finds their own way. All right, guys, that's enough of my rant. Garbage in, garbage out. Get out there, do something. I hit back.